Welcome to my channel for garden lovers. Unlock breathtaking blooms. 10 rose care secrets from a master grower. Finding the perfect spot for your roses is super important because they absolutely love sunshine, like a ton of it. Aim for at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Good air circulation is equally important to prevent fungal diseases, so avoid planting them in overly crowded areas or against solid walls that restrict airflow. Roses absolutely can't stand soggy roots, so it's super important to make sure the soil drains well. If you've got heavy clay, just mix in plenty of organic matter like compost. It's gonna really help with drainage. Plus, it'll give your roses a nice nutrient boost. Your flowers will thrive and look absolutely stunning. When you're planting, dig a hole that's wider than it is deep. Okay, this way, your plants will have plenty of room to grow strong and healthy. This way, the roots can spread out and grow comfortably. When you're planting bare root roses, start by making a little mound of soil right in the middle of the hole. Then, gently spread the roots over that mound. It's super simple and really helps the roses thrive. For potted roses, carefully take them out of their container, gently loosening any roots that are circling around. You want them to feel free and ready to grow. The graft union should be at or just above the soil line in warmer climates, and about 2 to 3 inches below the soil line in colder regions to protect it from frost. Backfill with enriched soil and water thoroughly. Consistent watering is key. Roses need consistent moisture, especially during dry spells and in their first year of establishment. So, when you water your plants, really soak that root zone. Don't just sprinkle the top. This encourages roots to grow deeper, making the plant more drought. The best time to water is in the morning, allowing the foliage to dry before evening, which helps prevent fungal diseases. Avoid overhead watering if possible, or do so early in the day. Fertilization for flourishing growth. Roses are heavy feeders and benefit from regular fertilization. Start with a balanced granular fertilizer specifically formulated for roses in early spring as new growth emerges. Follow up with lighter feedings every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season, until about 6 weeks before your average first frost. Alternatively, you can use a slow-release fertilizer once in spring. Always water thoroughly after applying fertilizer to prevent root burn. Organic options like compost tea or fish emulsion also work wonders. Pruning for health and abundance. Pruning is essential for maintaining plant health, encouraging new blooms, and shaping the bush. The main pruning session occurs in early spring when the forsythia blooms. Remove dead, diseased, or crossing branches. Cut back about 1/3 to 1/2 of the previous year's growth, making cuts at a 45-degree angle just above an outward-facing bud. Deadheading throughout the season encourages the plant to produce more flowers rather than setting seeds. Mulching for moisture and weed control. Apply a 2 to 4 inch layer of organic mulch around the base of your roses, keeping it a few inches away from the main stem to prevent rot. Mulch helps retain soil moisture, suppress weeds, and moderate soil temperature. Good options include shredded bark, compost, or even aged wood chips. Disease prevention and management. Prevention is always better than cure. Choose disease-resistant varieties whenever possible. Ensure good air circulation and avoid overhead watering in the evening. If fungal diseases like black spot or powdery mildew appear, remove affected leaves immediately and dispose of them. For severe outbreaks, apply an appropriate fungicide, following product instructions carefully. Often a strong spray of water can wash away early signs of mildew. Vigilant pest control. Regular inspection is your best defense. Turn over leaves to check for hidden pests. Aphids. These small, soft-bodied insects cluster on new growth. A strong blast of water from the hose often dislodges them effectively. For larger infestations, use insecticidal soap or neem oil, ensuring thorough coverage of all leaf spider mites. These tiny pests thrive in hot, dry conditions and cause stippling on leaves. Look for fine webbing, increase humidity around the plants, and spray with insecticidal soap or neem oil, focusing on the undersides of leaves. Japanese beetles. These metallic green and copper beetles can skeletonize leaves quickly. Hand-picking them in the early morning and dropping them into a bucket of soapy water is effective for small numbers. For severe infestations, consider using traps or specific insecticides if absolutely necessary. Rose slugs. These small, caterpillar-like larvae chew holes in leaves. Hand-pick them or use insecticidal soap. Winter protection. In regions with harsh winters, roses need protection. After the first hard frost, mound soil, compost, or shredded leaves around the base of the plant to a height of about 8 to 12 inches. You can also use rose cones or burlap wraps for added insulation. Remember to remove the protection gradually in early spring as the weather warms. Enjoy and observe. The most important tip for any passionate rose grower is to simply spend time with your plants. Observe them closely, note changes in their growth, and appreciate their unique beauty. Understanding their needs comes from close interaction and a genuine love for these magnificent flowers.